Hello, listen to Count Richard von Coudenhove Kalergi. Today is the 8th of June and we're outside FaRTE yet again. And I just saw the sign here and I had to stop and pause. Lovely day, 14 degrees, and the troops gather. There's Dr. Carroll over there, lovely man. And what do we got here up on the board? Wow, absolutely fantastic. I love your sign. Let the signs speak for themselves. Wow, are you? Oh, it's very good. It was resting in your account, was it? That's brilliant. Thanks very much. I had all the albums from the 80s. That's brilliant. Thanks.
Beside the FaRTE sign.
Right. Fake News HQ.
Rodrigo Bruma, step down!
Watch out, welcome! Stay where you go!
Content of the book. Good support from passing. Okay. Isn't that a great sight?
FaRTE is fake news!
FaRTE is fake news!
Fake news!
Fake news!
FaRTE is fake news! FaRTE is fake news! FaRTE is fake news! FaRTE is fake news! FaRTE is fake news!
FaRTE is fake news! Fake news, therefore! Fake!
All right, buddy. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Just earlier on today there was a stabbing in France, and I have to say that the footage of the attack came online of this chap running around effectively a children's playground, and I have to say it's very upsetting to hear the screams of people, and I don't know which was worse, the screams from that or the screams from the video from Glasgow last week of a chap that had his legs chopped off. Imagine that by a gang. by with machetes. And earlier on, late last week, there was 3 fellows arrested in New York. One of them was called Iman Hussein, 18 years old, and 2 of his friends butchered and ate a swan from a park in New York. And there were 4 cygnets had been caught as well, which they had hoped to rear as family pets. And interestingly, there was a clip, I think it was from Sky News, and the question was asked, does multiculturalism work? And 95% of those that answered the poll said no. And it reminds me years ago of an interview with a Muslim lady who came in as a refugee into Germany, and the question was, you never asked us, did we want to integrate with you? So I think the overseeing factor with this is that not all cultures are the same and have different attitudes to women and girls, and it is extremely naive, irresponsible to put diversity over safety. Now, there was a great report with Gripped Media of Matthew McGrath outside the Dole calling for a referendum on migration, and he was very critical of the Citizens' Assembly, saying that it's only a talking shop for the government to give them the answers that they actually want to hear. And I think Matty should be supported with his stance on that. And I think this was called, I think as well, the group today over the Primetime Investigates on the far right in Ireland. And it's interesting to see the same people being wheeled out, such as Aoife Gallagher of the Institute for Strategic Dialogue. And it has to be asked, how much money do these NGOs get paid to find these results? There's Ferg. But how much money does the government pay the likes of the Institute for Strategic Dialogue to give them their a report that they want? And also Jean O'Kenny today, or during the week, came out and said that the far right need to be taken out from society. I think it's a disgraceful comment, and I think the Ceann Comhairle has an obligation to that language being hate speech actually in the Dáil, and parliamentary privilege should not permit him to say things like that, which is actually inciting hatred. And what did he mean by taking out? Was it to bring them for a walk, a bit of exercise and some fresh air, or something a little bit more sinister than that? I'm going to pause this here and go down and have a little wander around. Right folks, I'm just here with Peter, and Peter, if you wouldn't mind, give us a few words as to why you're actually here today and what this means to you.
Well, first of all, I'd say you see it's a good turnout today, and which is great. Which the sort of summer season is kicking in, and a new enthusiasm. So this is going to be built on. And I think what's here is a lot of people are so incensed by the RTE programme.
The prime time the other night, yes.
Which is a total hatchet job. And this is what RTE has done. It has vilified people, demonised people to avoid the issue. They have done a terrible disservice to their country. Just as the banks in the time of economic crisis are there to supply the lifeblood of the economy, that's money. The banks didn't do that, destroyed the economy. The essence of a free society and healthy living is open, honest debate, which comes from a national broadcaster that holds true to its charter of free discussion. But this RTE is bought and sold to pharma. This government went for pharma to create industry and told people there's no downsides. So that's it. But this here today, the main focus is on education, as we know.
But if I may, Peter, just as an observation, the police actually know it themselves.
No.
That look at the lack of police here.
Oh,
like
they
if
know
they were
we're all
taught that,
decent Irish.
yes,
Great
if we were
citizens.
far right extremists, do you not think they'd have a van around the corner?
Yeah.
And
Well, they
you know,
have, but what was shocking about that program is the leaders
Yes.
who are here today, and I won't name them, we all know them.
Yes.
They set out deliberately to demonise them, and it is absolutely shocking. But this is a station, RTE, of no talent. And everyone who had
Right.
a bit of talent drifted out of the place.
Yeah.
And if you go into that place, they have awards in a foyer.
Right.
Many years ago since I've been in. But they're the most crypto awards. You know what I mean? Can you just stop for 1 minute? Because I want
course.
to we on again.
Yeah.
But the issue today, which FaRTE has brought up and see, is the sexualization of children through the introduction of the most explicit sexual material. And this is a crime by Fianna Fáil. This is one of all the political parties. This is the absolute hatred of the Irish people of these Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, all those 7 parties in the dog, because the essence of your human rights is innocence in childhood.
Yeah.
You grow up till you're about 13 or 14, you should be a happy little sleepy dreamer.
Not to be
You
worried
don't-
about this kind of
you don't-
stuff.
Daddy and mommy are there, and it's your natural mommy and daddy
Yeah.
are there to protect you. You grow up in this cocoon of safety and purity of thought, with the idea of getting children to be sexually aroused at the ages of 5 and 7 and
Yeah.
8. And it's all done out of Euro and advanced sociology and German institutes, and our people take it in the authorities.
Yeah.
The authorities who run this country haven't a brain,
Yeah.
and when you unite people who haven't one brain, and it's one brain of decency and with the greed, so they would, the people who run all our established institutes would have children eat mercury,
Right.
because someone in the EU said it.
Well, do you remember Peter Vermey, right? Back in 2019, the World Health Organization put out a document which was recommendations to the EU on sex education. And that broke down, it's a 38-page document.
Yeah, I read
And I got a copy of that in my local library, and they even showed it to the librarian, and they couldn't believe the content.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
this was 2018.
Yeah, I think I wrote a piece about it, I still have it, where I followed the trend of, you know, people say, when they were talking about masturbation at
Right.
4, oh, I can't believe that.
There was a lady actually said it. There was a meeting in the spa well, Peter, and the lady stood up and said that children of 4 years old masturbate regularly.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
But because I can't, we're so involved in other issues.
Yes.
But this all started, not all started, if you go back to the German Bundeshealth Ministry and some of the Länder in Germany, maybe it was Westphalia or somewhere,
Right.
where their top experts get together to prepare a new curriculum of that on sex education as times have moved on.
Right.
So much more advanced openness in society, children should be brought up to date in this. This is basically telling them all this modern sexuality is good, and they're going to bring it on the children. And they discuss how they're going to do it. And you can read the book
Right.
frame by frame,
Right.
taking how, let's take for example 7 to 9 year olds.
Yeah.
You're talking about things like the joy of discovering your own body.
Right.
These are complete. Now, you don't, to young children, that's something
Corrupting
they're
their
not
mind at
into.
such a young age.
Yeah, and one of the things I have to say, if you look at some of the books that this or and all these people have shown the people, if you look at some of the textbooks, they are masterfully done by artists. If you look at the way they draw the thing, and the child's got amazing sensitivity and imagination. So you have literary pictures of men going on men and this type of stuff. And it's done not by gimmicky craphead artists. They
It's
took
not like
the best to do
Matchstick
it.
Men, Larry type
It's
stuff.
nothing like
Yes.
this. This is really people who know what they're going at.
Right.
And the words are so framed.
Yeah.
So this is the vilest of our Lord. I often hear people saying, God is a God of love. That's all you hear from these Novus Order. Traitor, now is it? But our Lord Jesus Christ and God is also a God of wrath. And they talk about the polluting of young children. It were better that they tie a millstone round their neck. And that, God can't be saying that. That's it. No. There is nothing more vile than, there's one of the most vilest things is to pollute the fountain of innocence of young children.
Yeah.
Absolutely filth.
Well, if I may, Peter, I was just going to add. No, you appreciate the comments, but if I may, right? If there was nothing, if FaRTE had nothing to hide about the content of these books, why didn't they actually show what people are actually talking about?
Exactly.
And the other thing, if I may, that lady, Jana Lund, is it?
Jana London
she did
is
a great
star. She has taken on that issue with her other friends. I don't want to name any because they might get...
Yes, but if you look at the interview she did with LMFM, it was a 20-minute interview.
That guy who tried to...
Disgraceful.
Oh, yeah,
if I was married to that guy, right, if I was his wife, and even her children, I would be concerned about his way of thinking, the way he spoke to her on that radio, and I think it was a very sad reflection on him and his degeneracy.
Yeah, well the point is, we get good luck when we work hard, and one of the things we have great thankfulness that there's so many disparate issues, and on the issue of the sexualization of children, a star has risen, and someone who's incredible work there, and that's Jana London. She's from the States, and what these people hate about her is you can look at the person, you see their talent, their good looks, their ability, and all that, and that's they fear. And it's great that there is someone like that, and I don't know whether the website has got up and fully running.
Right.
We've all got to work with her when she's going out and doing things. But it is a great satisfaction to us all that there's a champion on that issue, as we have champions on other many issues.
I thank you for saying a few words, Peter. But I'll just end at one thing, if I may, right? We've plenty of choices in this life, but we've only got 2 choices for eternity.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Count Richard von Coudenhove Kalergi. Good afternoon and good luck, and God bless.